networking is such a powerful tool, and done correctly, it can take you so far. For me personally, if it wasn't for networking, I wouldn't have any investment properties. That is the truth. The only property I would have is the one that I'm living in, my residential. I would not have the 5 investment properties that I've been able to accumulate over the last few years, because all those properties came from me either speaking to someone, connect to someone, and actually understanding about investing in property and the strategies that I used to actually get those properties. So I want to just speak about in this video why it's so important to network, and then how to actually do it effectively as well. So when it comes to networking, the reason why it's so important is because there's going to be people in that room that have a lot more knowledge and have actually been down the road that you're trying to go down on. They know exactly what it takes to actually become successful in property, and they're able to actually give you the information and the guidance that you need. And ultimately, in addition to that, you're going to be inspired when you go into these rooms. When you see the type of things that people are working on, when you hear the type of numbers that people are dealing with, it's going to make you realize in your mind that these things are possible. Because once you're in those environments, you can't actually unsee or unhear the things that people are speaking about. Because when I started going to networking events, for me, it was a shock, because I didn't realize that people were actually making this kind of money. These were just people that looked like everyday people that are working on big developments. It was a complete shock to the system. And it's interesting because now I've got 6 properties, right? I've got 5 investment properties. 4 are a block of apartments up north. And when I speak about my block of flats at these networking events, nobody really bats an eyelid. But I've actually had friends question me if I really have a block of flats, like to say that I actually come on social media and just talk about it and I'm potentially lying about it. And I've actually looked at some of these friends and said, yeah, obviously, why would I talk about it on social media if I didn't? Because it shocks people. If you don't know about investing in property and you don't know what's possible, then when you hear of someone actually owning a whole block of apartments, then it can feel foreign to you. But when you're actually in these rooms and you're actually working on projects yourself, then it's just the norm. You know, people are working on much bigger things, right? So it's all about the environment that you put yourself in. If you put yourself in an environment where you see excellence, then ultimately it's going to fuel you to become excellent as well. Now, when you go to these networking events, always lead with value. Don't just go up to people and just see what information and things you can extract from them. Always think, how can I potentially help this person? How can I actually be of service to this person? Because let me tell you, as a property investor, there is so many things going on in our mind every single day. We don't really rest. So when we've got people coming up to us, asking us a whole bunch of questions, it can feel a bit irritating at times, and it can feel somewhat intrusive as well, depending on how it's done. But if you have someone that really actually wants to just connect, you know, learn about you and understand you and things like that, it can go a long way to building a relationship. So it's always important to just ensure that, you know, you're looking at people and thinking, actually, how can I be of some level of service, or how can I provide some value to that individual or individuals? Because this is the harsh truth. We're all selfish. We all think about ourselves more often than not. And ultimately, we're all thinking about what we can get from other people. So if you're thinking like that, don't you think that they're thinking like that? Right? So when you go to these events, don't just be thinking, okay, how can I just take from everyone? Because you don't want to be known as a taker. Think about how you can actually add some value, some service to people, and people might pay you. They might pay you for a skill that you have, right? So definitely approach networking events with how you can add to people and help them in whatever it is that they're working on. So if you are based in Kent, I live in Kent, right? There are 2 networking events that I go to religiously that are amazing networking events. So the first one is a Property Millionaire Mastermind in Sittingbourne. And this is an excellent event. I've been going to this event for the past 6.5 years. And I was actually meeting people there that I was able to learn about block of flats and how to actually purchase and acquire them. And then the second property event that I go to is the Kent Property Meet in Maidstone. So this is another excellent event as well. You've got a lot of experienced investors. I recently actually became an ambassador for this event. So if you can get to Kent and it's not too far for you to get to Kent, then definitely, these are 2 events you definitely want to attend. And I'm telling you right now, the amount of knowledge you'll be able to gain and the amount of insight you'll be able to gain will be massive. And you will not regret connecting with the type of people that go to these events. They're really good people that are doing amazing things in property. And you'll be able to make long-lasting relationships as well. So hopefully this video has helped you understand why networking is so important and how you should be doing it as well. So if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like. And if you found value from this video or any other video on this channel, then do subscribe as well. And until next time, happy investing.